Hey guys, today I'm working on my 2022 Sportster S. Now, I'm trying to solve a problem that could destroy the entire engine on this bike if it's not addressed. So, if you've got a 2021, a 2022, or a 2023 Sportster S or Pan Am, you're going to want to take a look at this video. So what's the background on this? Well, in the early days of the Rev Max engine, the Pan Am and the Sportster, 2021, 2022, 2023, there are a lot of reports that Harley Davidson forgot to or improperly tightened the timing chain tensioner bolts, or they did not Loctite them the way they were supposed to. Now, this is not on every bike, obviously. However, if you spend any time on any of those groups, you'll see every day there's a new person posting about how they developed a little knock in their cylinder. They lost power, they opened it up, timing chain was gone, they took it to the dealership and they said they needed a new engine. And almost every time it's been traced back to those two little bolts in here. So, what do we have? We have two bolts that hold the timing chain guide on here, and if they come loose, the timing chain comes loose. If the timing chain comes loose and you know anything about engines, that engine's toast. So, got the bolts here. Got part numbers right here. And we're going to get to it. Well, because we're going to be taking that cover off, we need to release the clutch tension. So, we're going to go on the clutch side there, just pull that rubber boot back, and we've got two little nuts here. So what we want to do is we want to get this cable through that gap. What we're going to do is back this off as much as we can. Get that forward as much as we can. That takes the tension off. And then we want to line up the holes so that the cable can pop out, as you'll see here. But once the gaps are lined up, you can pop this out, and then you can pop it all the way through here. And if you take a look in there, you'll see that there's a ball end that goes into the clutch lever. And we just pop the ball end out from the clutch lever like that. So now the clutch is released, we can head to the bottom of the bike here. Okay, so I just got it out. So if you take a look at the thing here, you can see that there's a little slot. And this is how it sits. The ball end sits in it just like that. So if you slide it out of the slot, once you've released the tension, it'll pop right out. So this section now you have a couple of options. You can drain the oil and do an oil change because this is full of oil. Or I've learned that you can actually lean the bike over on its side and it will cause all the oil to go into a little reservoir. And you can do this without changing your oil. So you can either do it during an oil change or you can do it the way I'm about to do it. So because I have these crash bars, I can actually lean the bike down. It'll just rest on the crash bar. And at the back there, I'm going to put something just to support it. So let's see what happens here. So that looks insane, but actually it's pretty stable and doesn't look like anything is going to get scratched or have any issues on there. So that's great. All the oil is going to drain itself out of this little compartment here and I can get started. All right, so I got my T30 Torx here and that's what we'll use on these bolts. Okay, so I'm just loosening them up. It doesn't really matter as much when you're untightening them if you do it in a particular star pattern, but I'm just going opposites. And when we torque them back together, we'll use the actual Harley Davidson torque spec pattern. So go ahead, crack them open. Don't take them out until you've done them all. This one here, you're going to need a bit of an angle in there, so I'll just grab an angle on my socket and get in there, because if you see, the brake pedal is in the way. And just so you know, I was able to actually get there with the straight ratchet, but it's quite tight. So you're going to want something thin or an extension or something so you can get in the one behind the brake pedal there. All right, so all the bolts are out. Hopefully the oil has drained out of this thing. I'm going to go ahead and try and pull it out. I might need to tap it a little bit just to loosen it up because I'm sure this has never been removed. So let's see how it goes. So I'm going to use a little dead blow hammer there, toss a rag on here, see if we can move this a bit. just loosen it up. Oh yeah, you hear the sound change there? That's loose. Good. Perfect. I'm gonna take this, put it on my rag so it doesn't get scratched. Here are the bolts we're going after. Number 1 and number 2. And you can see they're holding the timing chain on there. So, if you've heard anything about this fix before, you'll know that a lot of people use red Loctite and U-bolts when they're doing this. Now, I was talking to a guy who has some Harley Davidson information, and he said it's not these bolts that fail. It's actually, and I'll see if I can get a picture or show you here, it's actually the bolts that these screw into that fail. Because these bolts screw into a bigger bolt that screws into the engine casing. So if you look here, let's focus in there. Okay. If you see that bolt there, and you look under it, right there, there's a little piece of metal, and then that piece of metal is sitting on another bolt. And it's the other bolt that isn't sealed properly or Loctited properly or fastened properly, and that's what backs out. So, by changing these out, what we're doing is the objective is to tighten these to lock that back in so that this one doesn't unscrew. It's kind of a not the best fix, but it does seem to be working and it seems to be successful. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to use blue Loctite because I don't want this bolt to be frozen in there if this bike ever needs to be taken apart for maintenance. Red Loctite is permanent. You can't remove it without 500 Fahrenheit, I believe, of heat. So once you put that thing in there, how are you going to get 500 Fahrenheit of heat on this? You're probably not. So the blue Loctite, that's going to lock it in there. Torquing it up, that's going to help the other one seat better. And that should fix any issues. I guess we'll see you in 10,000 kilometers or so. That's about the best we could do at this point without going really into detail on this thing. I just had to take a quick break here because my old torque wrench didn't go down to 11 Newton meters, which is what we're going to need here. This one I just picked up off of Amazon for 50 bucks Canadian, looking at 5 to 70 Newton meters and 5 to 50 foot-pounds. So that's going to work perfectly for these because these bolts are supposed to be torqued to 11 Newton meters. I'm actually going to go for 22, but I'm actually just going to check the torque on them here quickly to see if they've come loose at all before I go ahead and remove them. And that one's still torqued as well. So they're looking pretty good, but I'm going to go ahead and Loctite these anyway and see what happens. Now this is a old decommissioned torque wrench I've got. It's not calibrated anymore, but I use it as a bit of a breaker bar. So let's go ahead and do that just so we can be gentle. Crack that open. The other one while we're at it. Perfect. So we're going to bag and tag this bolt. It's still good, it's still new. I'll put it in the bag that came with the new parts, and we'll go ahead and take the new one, Loctite it up, get it in there, 22 nanometers. So again, there's our part number, there's our bolt. We'll get that out and get it in. So here's our blue Loctite, there's our bolt. Very easy to apply this. We'll just go ahead and give it a little bit on the threads. Like so. Oh, we'll wipe up that little bit that I got there, and we'll move ahead. Now I'll go ahead and switch to the torque wrench and torque that down. Perfect. There's the snap, 22. There it is. Okay. So it's looking like my bike was pretty good. But still, I'm happy I did this for the peace of mind. I know that there's new bolts in there. I know that they're Loctite down. I know that that can't come out. And if I really wanted to, every time I did an oil change, I could just get in here and double check that they're still torqued down. But I'm not going to do that. Not unless I see a reason to. So we can go ahead and button this thing up. I'll make sure I get all the bolts torqued to spec and show you that as well here, and then get the bike back up. We're going to give it 24 hours to cure, for the Loctite to cure. It's pretty cold outside anyway. And then we can go ahead and ride it tomorrow and see how it goes. Went ahead and put these bolts back in by hand. I haven't torqued them down yet. The torque spec for this is going to be 12.5 Newton meters, and we're going to go in a reverse star pattern. So we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then back to the start again to retorque that one for 11. Okay, so as you can see, the bike is back together. Everything is as it should have been, and the clutch cable is back on. That was a bit of an issue getting it on there just because of how tight it was. So you just have to fiddle with it a little bit, use a little bit of finger strength. But I'm going to fire this thing up, take it for a ride, make sure everything works as it should. And in the meantime, I'm going to be planning a set of rear controls for this bike and a nice flat drag bar to give it that real sporty riding position instead of this, feet in front, human taco type thing, which looks pretty cool, but does not really handle well or feel that great. So if you want to follow along with the build, make sure you give me a like and a subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.